Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday evening. Time for some amazing FIFA action exclusively over here at the eISL, powered by Coca-Cola. Before we have the event started off, a huge shout out to our associate sponsor, Hero Esports Partners Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners Terra Virtua for making this event happen. And I'm joining along with, of course, Azim, who is here with me, and we've got a quite an eventful matchup. Hyderabad FC going up against SC's Bengal. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, SCEB Bengal in a bit of a slow run of form, you could say, after yesterday, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah.
Quickly, let's take you through, of course, the tournament format. If you're just joining in for the first time, this is, of course, the league stage. We're getting straight into the business end of it. 3 games per match, 2 1v1 matches, and, of course, 1 co-op. The top 4 teams will be making it to the finals to battle it out in the playoffs, and then, of course, the 2 winning team members will battle it out to represent India at FGS 2022.
Yes, that is what we are talking about. A chance to represent your country. Every sports athlete's dream somewhere down the line. But it also comes along with a lot of money in hand. I'm talking about a huge chunk. Rather, the first position getting 15 lakh rupees out of that 78 lakh rupees prize pool, and so on. It reduces down. And for the MVP, we do have a separate 4 lakh rupees. And the MVP also does get a personalized NFT exclusively by Terra Virtua.
Of course, and we are looking at 2 potential MVP contenders today from SCE's Bengal. Both Ankit and Bengal have been in absolutely stellar form, but that seemed to drop off a little bit yesterday. It didn't affect the leaderboard too much, but let's have a look at it. In any case, they did go up against Odisha FC, who were just a point below, or rather ahead of Hyderabad FC. And will it be the case again? Will it be Hyderabad FC managing to spring that little bit of a surprise on SC's Bengal? Because we've seen every team at the top suddenly have a little dip in form, but for SC's Bengal, very, very consistent. But now, do you get the feeling that maybe teams have started to figure them out just a little bit, as Ankit was saying yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, I think change has to be the only constant in SC's Bengal's game. And let's take a look at, in fact, the matchups over here. Who's going up against who? And for what I can really see, it's Adi Zima, the 2 big guns really colliding in the first matchup. And then we've got DK going up against Benno 7. So the last time Ankit Gupta came into play, he went up against DK and it was a 6-0 massacre. So I think they've done some switch around just to make sure that Adi Zima is there to hold Ankit Gupta off, and I pretty much believe that he does have the caliber, right? One of the greatest in the community, you can call Adi Zima, and going up against charismatic Ankit Gupta, right, who is apparently not being scoring a lot of goals like he ideally does. So yeah, like you said, right? People have started understanding how he tries to play around a fixed pattern, and if a player can stop him, I think no better than us.
Yes, and of course, you look at the previous match that gave birth to the iconic phrase "कि DK के साथ ऐसे ही होता है." That was the game. That was the first time we heard that. But it was very close between Chandan and Adi Zima, and of course, then in the co-op as well, very, very close, just stealing it by just that single goal for SC's Bengal to get all 3 points. But let's see, today is the curse of the haircut going to strike again, because we see both the haircut, the very obvious haircut players of Ankit Gupta and as well as V. Sharma, who will be in action later on today against Jamshedpur FC. But as always, lots of laughing, lots of smiling. Hyderabad FC can afford to be a bit relaxed because they know they're just playing for pride right now. They can't really get into the top 4. So they're out there to spoil the party, just like Odisha FC did yesterday. They put in a fabulous display, could well have got all 3 points, if not for a couple of really, really late clutch goals from SC's Bengal. So Adi Zima, you can have a look at him. He's, of course, an elite, and Ankit Gupta, of course, with that 2030 ranking, and leading the MVP stakes with the goal scoring with 40 goals is Ankit, and 29, which is not a fairly respectable total for Adi Zima as well.
Yeah, considering how he likes to play and how his run has been in the ISL so far, I think nothing much to scoff about over here. Because Adi Zima lately has picked up the pace. We've seen his attacking prowess. So I'm not going to be surprised if, even Adizima can come up with something really out of the world, because he's taken down the big guns, right? He's taken down the likes of Saranj. He's even ended the streak of Shubham. So ideally, you would also no, it's nothing something which would really catch us off guard. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, finally we have kicked off. SC's Bengal in their white from right to left, already pacing in towards the goal. A beautiful lob through pass that could have been, if not stopped over there, halted in its tracks. And now Hyderabad FC from left to right in their away kit. Let's see what can they pull off over here.
Yeah, very good early ball played in behind over there to find Hakimi of all people, and he's managed to outpass Varan over there. Not shabby at all from Adizima, and a good quick counter attack. I'm sure Ankit Gupta would have had his defenders at panic stations over there, but deals with it well enough, managed to slow down that momentum, and now of course he's going to be on the charge. And it's been interesting because Ankit has been saying that he's been playing fairly safe over the last few weeks, and maybe now after those few that run a few bad results, he's had a couple of draws here and there, maybe we might just see him removing the shackles and going back to that 6-0 Ankit Gupta that we were used to seeing early on in the tournament.
Oh yeah, I mean that is exactly how we would really want him to pop out today, and that could be just the start of it with this shot just blazing through and not at the back of the net, and goes out for a goal kick. So again, early vital signs for Ankit Gupta. He seems to be in the mood today, and quite likely yesterday also we saw that he was having a lot of possession. He was trying to build up a lot of attacks, but the defense was really solid coming into the game. So that is something that he really needs to watch out for, and he's been creating those chances. But Adizima, like I said, right, he knows he's been the Kingslayer in this tournament. He has taken down the big names. Can it be Ankit Gupta also in the list? So that is something that we've got to see. But for now, again, back and forth, just trying to build up the attack. Not much happening around that area. Ankit being really sound on his defend today. But we've got to see how can he amp up the attack right now.
I think both teams are looking to use that counter attack as much as possible, but now allowing the midfielders to carry that ball forward, very, very high line from Ankit. So Adi will be looking for that counter attack. Surely he's going to go for the chip.
No way!
My goodness, it's off the crossbar, and oh my goodness, is the haircut really causing all this streak of bad luck? This is incredible, because I mean, 6 out of 7 days of the week for Ankit Gupta, that one finds itself into the corner, but no time to think about it now. Was an attack on for Adizima, but well, Ankit, going to be interesting how he reacts to this. Again, getting in behind with Ronaldo. Is he going to look for that cross for CR7? No, CR7 is of course right by his side. He does cross it in still, but Adizima can handle it.
Oh, Azim, especially that we've seen, Ankit Gupta score goals out of nowhere when we never really thought that this could go in. It went, and with the most unlikeliest of the players, and he had everything perfect. The chip shot, the timing, everything was just right, but could not find the back of the net. But before he even has time to ponder over what really happened, Adizima is racing through a very good chance. All he had to do there was maybe take a shot or just beat Kante. Not being able to do anything at all, he's going to pay the price for it, as now Ankit Gupta and both these players, like we've already discussed, they're relying heavily on those counter-attacks. We're seeing a lot of those long balls being played over here. The passing of the game right now is so fast, so quick, and all right, Pele not really being the best at receiving the header there, rather took some time to get the possession up, but it was stolen by Adizima. And now the question comes down. It's 30 minutes gone past by, and it really doesn't feel like it's 30 minutes. There's some games that, it's so end-to-end, just like this chance. Again, a chip shot attempt, but Van der Sar says not this time.
Yeah, well, trying to do to Ankit what Ankit has done to almost every player in the eISL so far. But I have to say, this is a very, very enjoyable, very watchable game. Even though it's 0-0, it's been very end-to-end. Both players getting forward, making the other's defense uncomfortable. And I'm sure there's... I thought for a moment that he had got the throw completely wrong, but Adizima, of course, knew exactly what he was doing. Great lob ball in. Surely has to score this time. No, it's saved by Van der Sar again. And Ankit somehow surviving by the skin of his teeth. And just like yesterday, he's having the game taken to him and doesn't quite seem to have the answer just yet.
Oh yeah, I think it's maybe the pressure building up a little bit. Ankit Gupta has been trying to create a lot of chances, and for every single time, it is something with the other that does not let him score a goal. Just like this case, well read by Hakimi over there, managing to pass it back towards Casillas, and I do not know. I do not know if it's the haircut enough that he's had, or maybe there are certain times when you're a very crafty player like Ankit Gupta, and suddenly you tend to run out of ideas.
Oh.
And this could be really heavily punished. All that
yes.
Adizima has got to do is take a shot, and he's done that just before the stroke of half time. He scores.
Yeah, and I think richly deserved. Adizima, he's been knocking at that door all half, and finally I think gets the goal that his play has warranted. This time didn't mess about, just went for the shot. Didn't matter if it was the weak foot or not. Of course, it is the phenomenal Ronaldo 9 who's taking that shot, and it's usually going to find its way into the corner, and that's exactly what happened over there. But yeah, you're right. Is it the haircut? No. Is this the new Ankit Gupta title update that is not working out for him, and the other players are liking a lot? Who knows? But he comes forward now. He's going to be annoyed because he's not used to the situation. Trying to turn and get that shot away, can't quite do it. And a good half there for Adizima, and Hyderabad FC looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, and DK is not just gonna celebrate yet, right? He knows that anything can happen. But likewise, I'm really surprised with what's going wrong with Ankit Gupta. Few bad games is something that every other player has, but every other player is not really Ankit Gupta, right? A player just coming out of nowhere. He was coaching one of the state football clubs and comes out to play the eISL and absolutely having such a dominant run. But towards the very end, when it's starting to matter, we're seeing a little bit of lackluster performance from his side. The first half, we really thought for a moment that maybe Ankit Gupta is going to have a dominating time, but it is completely otherwise, right? Hyderabad FC unfazed by Ankit Gupta's presence, going neck to neck against him and managing to score one out. That's such a big thing. But for Ankit Gupta, he's been taking those shots, he's been getting those openings, just being a little unlucky. But this pass well received, but out for it. Oh, it's an out.
Yeah, and well, I think Adizima, more of the same from him has to be the brief. And he's getting forward using those long balls. He's getting forward very, very quickly and effectively. And this time he finds CR7 at the back post, or does he? No. It's dealt with by Hakimi over there. And it will be Ankit looking to counter-attack. Of course, I'm sure the radar would also be confusing these players, because the team in red is actually showing up as green on the radar. I'm sure it's very disorienting for them. I'm getting disoriented trying to keep up with the play as well. So I'm sure these guys are used to these kind of situations. But yeah, Adizima has looked very, very comfortable in this game. I think he's looked great in attack. He's looked very calm in defense. Not been unduly perturbed. Yes, there was that one chip on the counter-attack that he would have liked to avoid. But again, almost managing to trick his way through two defenders over there. And my goodness, the alarm bells are certainly ringing for Ankit Gupta. And now he comes on the counter-attack. Let's see if he can use Cancelo using that pace. But of course, he doesn't have his favorite CR7 in the box to get that header. Maybe might see a tactical switch where he puts CR7 down the middle. Will he go for a long-range shot over here? But Ruud Gullit over there in place, and Adizima again gets the job done. This has been a fabulous display from him defensively as well. And if he can really get that second goal and double down, I think he has this one in the bag.
Oh yeah, I mean, all he needs is just that one goal, like you rightfully pointed out, Azim, over here. But we really can't cancel out Ankit Gupta at this certain more point, right? We know he's really famous for all those comebacks that he pulls off. But yeah, the dominating run has clearly sort of ended, and that's a phase that you get into. But more alarming than ever, it's right now. You needed both your players to be at their peak performance, right? Because the playoffs are just around the corner, and you need everyone to be in pristine form for the fans of SC's Bengal. Because Mumbai City FC, Ashwin, the other day when he played, I really felt like I had to, book an ambulance for me. He was giving me heart attacks after heart attacks with those quality of goals. So definitely, SC's Bengal, the journey is going to be difficult for them. But for Adi Zima, he is making it happen. He's making it real. And he's not one of those higher goal scorers, right? He's not one of those guys who scores a lot of goals and then just slacks off and concedes a few. He's one of those guys who would score maybe one or two goal and make sure that he's really good on his defense, and that is exactly what he's doing. And Ankit Gupta quite the opposite, trying to break his defense, but not happening, at least not that in that front.
Yeah, and Adizima, I've always said that from the start of the tournament that if you give him a one goal lead, that's when he's the most effective, because he's going to keep counter-attacking and his defense is so solid. And a big opportunity with Mbappe over here. Into the top corner. Adizima, are you kidding me? What a brilliant goal. And Ankit Gupta and SC's Bengal absolutely shell-shocked over there. A huge moment, a terra virtuous super moment of the match right there.
I don't understand why is DK not celebrating. I mean, this is so not DK, because ideally, even if his teammate plays, he's the one who gives the good vibes, right? He always has that smile spotting. Because do you think it's about the fear that Ankit Gupta can score surprising too? Because Adi Zima, I do not think that he's going to lose this matchup from around here. He's done a really good job, and he's been very patient, very alert, and a lot of mistakes maybe being caused in Ankit Gupta's defense. Or maybe is it Azim he's thinking too much? Because earlier on when he used to come in, he was very carefree, right? He used to enjoy the FIFA. Now that he's taking it really seriously, it's affecting his form, and really, I think Adi Zima has done a very, very good job at capitalizing on that. But just as we say, 73 minutes have gone past by, and Ankit Gupta has to find one more goal, and there he finally does it. Finally managed to score one, and SC's Bengal right back into the fray, but still one goal short. He's celebrating for now. He has to, but he knows the moment the ball kicks off next, he's got to try and score one more at least to bring this tie down to a draw.
Yeah, and I think that explains why DK is not celebrating, because these guys know it only takes Ankit a few moments to get back into the game, and if he can get back into this game and maybe even find a winner, I mean, that would be one of the great eISL comebacks of this season. So he has 15 minutes to do it. Adizima, I'm sure now will be just trying to run down that clock as much as possible, or will he go for a goal? Because of course Ankit Gupta's defense will be a little lighter, because he's going to be focusing a lot more on attack. You can see the desperation to win that ball back over there, using those slight tackles in midfield. You know that's a guy who's desperate to get that ball back, and Adizima wants to avoid those kind of those little midfield baits over there, because if you give that ball away in midfield, could be a big problem. We're very fortunate for it to fall to Ronaldo over here. Now with R9, takes the shot, but it is blocked on the line by Rafael Varane. I think he may have delayed that shot a little bit too much, but still has the ball, has possession with it. Can he make this count and see it out for 3-1?
Not a lot of players have defeated Ankit Gupta, and Adi Zima, likewise, I said, he's one of those players that can surprise even the best in the competition. And if it's one more goal, then it's good night. Ankit Gupta plays him around. Oh, you beauty. Adi Zima, what have you done? SC's Bengal absolutely crippling in fear right now. And there you have it, Hyderabad FC fans, not a lot to celebrate about, but a victory against Ankit Gupta. That calls for some delicious Hyderabadi biryani.
Oh yes, and well, you could say it's the biryani derby as well. Kolkata biryani up against Hyderabad biryani, but well, Hyderabad well on top over here. And what a great goal that was. The patience he showed over there to keep going, just keep calm on that ball. Then finally finding that through pass to Neymar, and then the composer to just do that simple ball roll, sit the keeper down and score. And that's the kind of stuff that Ankit Gupta has done to people throughout this tournament. That almost borderline embarrassing goal that you score against somebody. But well, this is a huge turn up for the books, and I think a sign of big encouragement for all those other top four contenders, because they're finally seeing chinks in the armor. Because like a couple of weeks ago, we were saying, oh, SC is Bengal, they're just going to win everything. It's just going to be a formality, but not a formality anymore.
way!
As CR7 comes in for 4-1.
No freaking way! We just thought, we were maybe done with those goals, but Adi Zima, his hunger is not satiated, as if it feels like he's venting out all his frustration of the eISL, his run and everything in this one matchup. You do not see him scoring so many goals. You do not see him being so aggressive. And there you go. Finally, the misery of Ankit Gupta ends over there as Adi Zima just played the match of his life. And wow, had he showcased this sort of a play, a month earlier, maybe we would have been talking about Hyderabad FC and their chances for the top four really on the line.
Yeah, and well, I think maybe getting a little revenge for his teammate as well. After DK was smashed 6-0 by Ankit Gupta, Adi Zima gets revenge and smashes him back 4-1. A brilliant display from Adi Zima. We thought for just a moment at 2-1 that Ankit could find a way back, but of course, I think he had gone really, really ultra attacking, and there was pretty much nobody defending for him after a point. And he will look back, I think, particularly at that chance and say, you know what, if that goal had gone in, it was probably a completely different result. And this one as well, a little chip. Let's be honest, at 19 minutes, he could have been 2-0 up.
Yeah, he certainly could have applied that pressure, and you never know, the flow of the game could have been anything at all. But just before that halftime, Hyderabad FC opening things up, that is exactly the motivation that he needed, right? Especially with this chip pass, just finding Ronaldo with that through, and then the shot being taken into perfection. And Adi Zima, he knows it's very early to celebrate, right? Because another match is coming up, and for DK, it's not going to be really easy going up against Beno 7, another informed player, rather the player who's still really consistent. And the second half was all about Adi Zima just, taking the life out of Ankit Gupta. And you really do not see Ankit Gupta without a smile, right? And he's done something that's something big and huge. And more than Hyderabad FC's win over here, it's like you said, it's all the other guys watching out there. They're finally feeling that, Ankit Gupta is maybe a mere mortal, and we can deal with him in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. And from Ankit's POV, I think it's good to get all the bad form out of the way in these last few games when, you've already still pretty much qualified for the playoffs, so you can, just let it all out of your system in these last 3 or 4 matches. Whatever bad form is there, get it out, and then come back fully focused for those playoffs if indeed they do make it. If they go on a disastrous run of form, who knows? It could all change around. But there you go. Complete dominance from Hyderabad FC and Adi Zima, putting in the absolute best performance of his tournament. And there we have, the voice in my ear tells me we have Adi Zima waiting to have a chat with us.
Wow.
Adi, congrats on a fabulous, fabulous display. I think one of the best performances, if not the best performance we've seen from you in the eISL this tournament.
Thank you. अब मैं खुल के खेल सकता हूँ because I think so we are out. So before that I was always like if I'm one goal down, 1 goal up or 2 goal up, मैं बहुत conservative खेलता था. But today I'm like कि चलो ठीक है, 2 पड़े हैं, 2-0 है, 2-1 है और जाते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, खाएंगे तो क्या हो गया. But it's good to play good football, कि लोग देख सके, उनको अच्छा लगे.
Yeah,
High scoring games,
finally,
so.
Yeah, of course, आपके fans काफी खुश होंगे, but जरूर, in a technical sense मैं आपसे जानना चाहूंगा कि आज आपने क्या-क्या अलग किया, because starting जिस तरीके से match हुआ, we really thought कि you could have been 2-0 down also, because those were a few good chances that Ankit Gupta had, but after that, before the first half, what an amazing goal, and then you just carried forward. लोग, so game plan क्या था आपका?
स्टार्टिंग में तो लग रहा था इट कुड हैव बीन अ, मैं बहुत गंदा हारने वाला हूँ कंसिडरिंग कि ही गॉट वेरी टू अर्ली गुड चांसेस. देन आई थॉट कि चलो लेट्स कंट्रोल द गेम, ये थोड़ा स्लो कर देते गेम सो दैट कि इट्स नॉट गोना बी अ हाई स्कोरिंग गेम. फिर आई स्टार्ट गेटिंग माई चांसेस बिकॉज आई नो कि ही वॉज ट्राइंग टू पुट अ लॉब बॉल बिकॉज आई वॉज प्रेसिंग माई फुल बैक्स. तो आई थॉट कि चलो ठीक है करते हैं, फिर जल्दी बॉल मिलेगी. इट्स मतलब इट्स 1v1 अगेंस्ट अटैकर एंड डिफेंडर, एंड आई थॉट कि चलो ठीक है वहाँ पे मैं कंपेयर मतलब डिफेंड कर सकता हूँ बिकॉज दैट्स माई स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट. फिर I think I
Third, yeah.
started getting chances, and the goals I scored, like, that's FIFA. The second goal should not have ever gone in.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to play the game that's in front of you. And थोड़ा ये भी था क्या element of revenge because Ankit had absolutely destroyed DK 6-0 last time. तो थोड़ा ऐसा teammate के लिए revenge का भी feeling था.
नहीं नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं, because Ankit is very close friend of mine. मतलब अब I feel like कि all 22 of us are like a family now because 4 महीने हो गए,
Oh,
तो कोई ऐसा तो there was no point कि revenge का है. I just wanted to play my game after, मतलब I couldn't, because I am a very aggressive player, मतलब जो ट्राई करता है हाई स्कोरिंग गेम्स, तो आई थॉट कि अब चलो ये टाइम आ गया है.
finally just breaking out of your shell. But अंकित के बारे में जैसे बातें चल रही है, डीके आज जब आप गोल स्कोर कर रहे थे बिल्कुल सेलिब्रेट नहीं करते हुए नजर आ रहे थे. मैं देख रहा था पूरा शांत बैठे थे. क्या हुआ, तबीयत वगैरह ठीक है ना उनकी? बिकॉज ही इज वन ऑफ
ना, ही
दोस
इज
प्लेयर्स
गुड.
जो हमेशा हंसते खिलते रहते हैं, एंड ही सेलिब्रेट्स. ही इज वन ऑफ दोस प्लेयर्स हु इज वेरी पैशनेट. सो इज ही नर्वस अबाउट हिज गेम और व्हाट?
नो आई डोंट फील लाइक ही इज नर्वस, बट द थिंग इज कि रियलिस्टिकली वी आर आउट, तो
हाँ यार.
Hmm.
that affects, because we have been living in a bubble for 4 months, and मतलब there are many things जो फीफा के अलावा करते हैं आपको, मतलब mentally it's not always you can
Yeah,
always be
Correct.
easy.
there,
Yeah.
तो and after losing gaming मतलब you have to stay here for like 20 more days, and हारने के बाद it's very difficult कि to play that motivation कि आप खेलने आना है and
Right.
being here.
Correct. Well, I mean, even if you're playing without motivation, अगर इतने मजेदार 4-1 score lines दे रहे हो, तो we'll look forward to watching all your games. So all the best, and please enjoy the rest of your time, enjoy the rest of your games, and keep giving us entertaining FIFA always.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, he had to say the part, right? Where, certain teams start feeling that, what are we
Of
doing over
course.
here? मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? My journey has ended. And again, the fact that, they've got that bond like a family, everyone just staying with each other. But yeah, once you enter into the studio, once you go against each other, you've got to keep those bonds aside. Right now, DK has not much to ponder about because Beno 7 is definitely going to be such a tough opponent to deal with. Like you can see in terms of the statistics, clearly the favorite over here. But the statistics, everything was just thrown out of the window in the previous matchup. Azim, what do you think could be this match's outcome?
Well, I mean, if as Adi said, if they're playing with freedom and they just want to go out and attack and have fun, then I guess maybe the SC's Bengal boys are in for a shock. We've seen Ankit be pretty shocked as well, and I mean, I did feel that as the tournament progresses, as these teams, the likes of Odisha FC, Hyderabad FC, ATKMB, who also got their second win recently, when these guys go up against the top teams, they are going to have absolutely no holds barred. They're just going to go for it. And when they play without tension, with complete freedom, I think we're going to see a lot of surprise results. And we just saw one. Let's see if we get two back to back.
Oh yeah, we would love to see that. But for now, the game has already begun, and a lot for SC's Bengal to claim because likewise, having their star player a little bit on a rusty form, I don't think it's such a huge sample size to really say that Ankit Gupta has completely lost his touch or whatever it is. But it's again the player building up those expectations, right? You do not ideally expect him to lose his games. All we've seen players have tried to pull off draws, or maybe it has been very close encounters, but this was a dominating win from Adizima side. And not just him, a lot of other players as well who are finally opening up, breaking out of their shell, playing the FIFA that they would ideally do in their home stations, and just beat the living soul out of everybody. So that is the quality and class that they have. But for Beno 7, he had some intentions where he wanted to get a really quick goal in, but DK has no intention of making that happen. We've seen DK making some amazing long balls in through, but with Mbappe, he's trying to enter in through the box. He's given a pass to it. Jorginho, one of those players who loves using this card and the player. But DK's attack still on, looking for Mbappe, passes it on towards Hullet, goes for a long shot, but no, directly into keeper's hands.
And this is the kind of stuff exactly that you would not see players attempt earlier in the tournament, where they're like It's a very small chance that you're going to score from that shot, but you go and do it anyway. And I wonder if that's what Ankit was also doing. Early on in the tournament, he was like, "Oh my goodness, but wait, shot over there, well defended again by DK." But just coming back to the point I was making, that maybe Ankit, when he started the tournament, came in with no expectations. You know what? I'm just here to have fun, just a casual player. And then that's when we saw that freedom. But suddenly, as you said, when it started to get serious, that's when it's started to just drop away a little bit, because he's taking a lot more pressure with every match.
Oh yeah, I think the pressure is definitely building up. When you are one of the best players inside the league, you've got a lot of hopes on your shoulders, right? A lot of people, and it's SC's Bengal that we're talking about, and we know how passionate the people from Kolkata are, or from the people from Bengal are, especially about not just their football, but now they're showing their interest in the realms of FIFA. So that is such a huge thing, and which with great power comes great responsibilities. Maybe it's a little too heavy for him to handle at this point, because Ankit Gupta has always been that one carefree guy who just comes in to play FIFA just for the fun of it. But leaving him aside, we've got Ben07. He's one of those guys who's always serious about the game. Whenever he comes in, doesn't really show a lot of smiles, a lot of expressions. He's glued onto that TV screen over there, and only lets that smile out after he wins.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, well, had a couple of opportunities so far is Shanthan, but not quite able to crack that defense. A poor giveaway from DK over there. And I'm sure he's going to have a point to prove as well. He's going to be trying to score those goals, trying to get those wins as well. Because I do think for Hyderabad FC as well, I mean, there's still obviously not the playoffs to battle for, but I still think that best of the rest tag, even up to sixth place, is very much up for grabs between all of these guys, and I'm sure that will stand them in good stead for future tournaments as well, and future editions of the eISL in terms of the teams that they'll be representing and the seeding and all of that. So plenty of motivation, I still think, but of course you have to empathize with the fact that these boys have all been in that bio bubble, away from their friends and families for, been 3 months now, and just about another 3 weeks to go. So I'm sure they're all going to be happy to go back to their friends and family on the 20th and 21st of March. But until then, I'm sure the focus is always going to be on the games. When they show up into that studio, it's all about getting that win. And speaking of getting that win, I'm sure that has to be offside. It's not offside. Hang on, what a ball that was. And it's a goal. Oh my goodness. And DK can't quite believe what's happened over there. And neither can I. That looked offside by a country mile.
this is where it all comes down to me just saying one thing. DK ke saath aisa hi hota hai. When you're sort of anticipating, yeah, I mean, you already called it out. Even for a second, I also felt that was an offside, and there it was a legit ball, and all you had to do was look for that cutback, and just turned around and took a shot. And SC's Bengal, I think, no holds barred, right? Ben07, he just knows that to get himself and his team right inside the game, he's got to win this one. There's nothing about a draw that will satiate his hunger. With Jorginho, DK is trying to get in a little bit deeper, and one of those players that I've seen only DK is the one who uses Jorginho. What could be the possible reason behind that, Azim?
Well, I think Jorginho, of course, gives you a very good passing range, and he does have Kante in there as well, so it helps. Actually, no, he doesn't have Kante in there, so interesting choice over there. Jorginho, of course, Italian player, so it's not immediately apparent what chemistry benefits Jorginho would give you. Maybe he's just a fan of the player, maybe he just likes having him there. We've seen that with a few players as well, like Mufu has his Ronaldinho, who we can't have the team without him. And we see now Shantan getting in, looking for that cutback, and well, I would have thought that would be a goal, but DK just about surviving that onslaught, and now he will come forward. He has a couple of men forward, but on the counter attack, not quite able to do it, and DK goes in 1-0 down. Still not the end of the world. He can, of course, manage to get that equalizer if he keeps pushing forward. He hasn't really done too much in the attacking sense in this game. It's mainly been him defending, and he'll be, of course, disappointed with the manner of the goal conceded. But yeah, you can see Adizima, of course, just consoling his teammates, saying it's okay, don't worry about it, and well, I'm sure it'll be an entertaining second half to come.
Yeah, of course, it is going to be so much more exciting. But, it sort of has come down to that point when, once these players do leave, get back to their homes, I'm telling you, they're going to miss this. They're going to miss this
Oh yeah.
life where you wake up in your hotels, gear up for your matches to come. The fun, the brotherhood that they share amongst each other. They're gonna miss. They're gonna be like, when are we having the second season started off? Just after that 1 week of time, because the body clock has been so adapted and adjusted. But as we speak, DK is of course making that
Oh,
run. A
oh!
chip shot could have gone in had it not hit Van der Sar's gloves over there, and DK showing some really early signs and early promises, but this time safely into the keeper's gloves.
Yeah, went for the time finish there, but got the timing just slightly wrong. But yeah, good to see DK starting the second half on the front foot. But yeah, I mean you're absolutely right. I'm sure these guys will be looking forward to the second season. But hang on, the second half is on over here, and now we've got Chantan in there. He comes in. Will he look for that chip? No, he does the shot cancel, and DK gets his defense back very well from what looked like a certain goal. I think DK has recovered fantastically on defense over there. Still the chance is alive. It is Kante over there, but well, defended over there by DK, gets Ruben Diaz over there. I think, oh, that's interesting. Ruben Diaz being there, I think potentially is one of the reasons why I think Jorginho can work, because of course they are linked by the Premier League chemistry. So that's another potential reason. But of course, we do hope that when the next season of the eISL does come around, of course, it won't be a bio bubble kind of scenarios, so these guys are free to roam around, to, invite their families over and hang out with them as well. I'm sure, hopefully, the world will move on and resume some semblance of social normalcy, shall we say. But trying to get normalcy to the score line now is DK, but can't quite do it.
Oh yeah, he's been trying. He's been making those efforts. I think a huge mad props to him for doing that. But just those efforts are not going to come down to nothing if SC Bengal at this point score one more, and that is clearly wrong side. Even he knew before he went in for that run. But now DK has a really promising chance. He's got some time left. Also, it's not something that he needs to hit the panic button up for himself, and he's been playing his own free game, right? We haven't really seen those long balls come in a lot, but with Mbappe inside the box, he's wanting to try and change things a little bit. Jorginho, he's got to look towards giving it towards Ronaldo Nazario. He has the ball on him. Has to look back into maybe passing Jorginho, looking for a through breaking pass, but Shantan is not giving that room and opportunity. Maybe with Mbappe, he can make anything happen at all. But as a formidable wall, SC Bengal's defense is so tight.
Yeah, but I think he's done a good job of holding on to it, and now works the shooting opportunity. Can he get that shot away? Almost getting it in. He's done brilliantly so far and finds almost, I think, a little half a second earlier. If he had managed to play that ball through, that would probably have been Ronaldo in on goal. But Chantan survives for now, and well, the way he's playing, I would not be surprised if DK manages to get that equalizer, because he's playing with great composure in that box, and just as I mentioned it, a very uncomposed pass. And now on that counter attack, big opportunity. It's a 2v1 opportunity. And is Shantan going to look to cross that ball? Will he look to cut it back and go for that chip shot, which we've seen so many times from him over the last few weeks? And it is the case again of Shantan now having to pull off that rescue act after Ankit Gupta hasn't quite been able to get that job done in the first game. And wonder what his approach will be. Is he just now going to try and see this game out? Clearly not, because DK has managed to pick it up and looks up straight away. He has he had options, but not the best pass in the world. And Shantan will come back, but still enough time for DK to stage some kind of a comeback, and enough time for Shantan to get that goal. Although he just runs that out for a goal kick.
I mean, now this is a moment where Hyderabad FC really have to take their chances, right? They've got to do something and at least score an equalizer, because if this match goes into SC Bengal, then we're all down to square one, right? And you would of course not want that to happen. And a draw also still assures Hyderabad FC that little 1 point, and Adi Zima's heroics will come down to nothing if this match is gone. So of course, likewise, considering how this game has been going on so far, DK has been looking really deadly. He's been trying to create those attacks, but towards the very end, few little mistakes, and Beno Seven is just so good at his defense.
Yeah, and interesting that he's taken off Bullet over there and brought on De Bruyne. So going for more attacking midfielders. He's got Messi in there as well. Jorginho looking for Messi. What a great pass! And oh my goodness! I thought that ball was about to roll in, but the keeper somehow managing to grab it.
It was a ball that did not go. It was Messi who went past the goal line, and if the bodies really counted for a goal, that could have been an equalizer. But either ways, in the dying minutes of the game, DK certainly has that burst where he's gone all out. Ultra attacking is what we can see. So many players trying to come up over here. Nothing much to lose. He's got to try and win this one out, at least get an equalizer, but might get punished heavily by Beno 7 as he's looking for that cutback. Delivers it perfectly, but no Cancelo making sure that it just goes out for a corner.
Yeah, still time for DK if he can defend this corner and get possession, because he's looking good in attack. He really looks like he has that goal in him. He's just been a little bit unfortunate over here, and I wonder now if Shantan is just going to try and see this out. No, he is going for goal. Mbappe in the box. It's going to be yet another corner, and DK will just want to get this ball in possession as soon as he possibly can. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players forward for Hyderabad FC, so 4 defending back, and only the one player on the counter attack for DK. So he needs to win that ball back as soon as possible. And I think over here the instruction for Shantan, I think that's come from him, from Ankit as well, is to try to see this game out. But he's going for the goal. Marquinhos loses the ball, and now with a defender light, can Shantan defend this? The poor pass again from DK, and now up against N'Golo Kante, gives the ball away. This is it. This is the last chance for DK. He has CR7 in the box. I'd be looking to cross if I were him. But no, he's got Cancelo in there. Surely has to take the shot. No. But now too many defenders in the way, and the chance again is gone. Or is it?
Yeah, it's done.
It's still just about time to get this shot away. If he can find this pass from Mbappe, let's see if he can. He finds Cancelo in there. Now Messi. Cancelo, and it's given away. And another very unfortunate loss for DK. He came so close, but unfortunately for him, just a 1-0 defeat, and SC's Bengal now go into game 3 dead level, and still have the opportunity for both teams to get all 3 points.
I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. DK had acres of space, just refusing to take that shot with Cancelo. Really costed him heavy. And look at it, Adi Zima's 4 goals really comes down to nothing. We are just back to square one, where we really started off, and it's going to be the co-op game that is the decider. It is the co-op game that decides who is going to take home those important 3 points, and this is where you would ideally expect to see Ankit Gupta and Shayantan working in tandem to make sure that everything is well and fine. But quick look at the goal that just happened in a little while. But yeah, I think so far this matchup was not as eventful as the first one, where we did see a completely different version of Adi Zima, more flowing FIFA from his side, and Adi Zima has also got that smile. चल हो जाता है, कुछ नहीं कर सकते. But Ankit, I think this is his chance at redemption over here. And yeah, I mean, Beno 7 was also surprised. How did he not concede that one? And DK would be kicking himself in the foot, considering he did not take the shot with Cancelo. I mean, what could have been the worst case scenario, Azim, in that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he could have just taken the shot. Obviously, I think the instinct for the players is always to find that highest percentage shot possible. Particularly in this game, purely because of how many saves the goalkeepers tend to make. We don't see them happen as often now, but I think it's almost like a muscle memory kind of situation that happens for these players, where they just want to get that clearest possible angle to get that shot away. But I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes if you just take that shot like Adizima does, it flies into the corner.
Yeah, it certainly does. But for all you viewers out there, there's something that we always have been talking about: the VFlect robot. You can get your hands on this. It's worth $19.99. But if you sign up at www.terravirtua.io/ISL, it's absolutely for free. And we both have booked our own VFlex, and they look really nice, I must tell you. So, what are you waiting for? Head in over there and don't forget to check them out. As now in a series where we do have 3 games, 2 games are already done, and like we said, we are back to where we started, right? The first game was won by Hyderabad FC. Second, we saw SC Bengal making a comeback, and now the co-op game decides who gets those 3 points. Either way, it's not a lot on the line, though, right? We've been talking about SC Bengal. They've already qualified for the playoffs, and you talk about Hyderabad FC. They do not have any chances mathematically to make it inside the top 4 anymore. So not a lot to fight for, but it's always about the glory. It's always about the pride. Even if you're going out, might as well do it with your heads held high. So that is going to be the objective for Hyderabad FC and for SC Bengal. This is a perfect matchup where they can test their co-op skills, and before the playoffs, they need to be ready and prepared for everything that's coming their way.
Yeah, and let's quickly take a look at the highlights that we missed out on. Of course, this wall, I cannot believe that this somehow remained onside, but I think it was the last man, Marquinhos, and I think DK realized that maybe he had done that manual player switch and not given it, not pushed his defender higher up, and he realized that he'd made a mistake immediately. Then at the start of the first half, again, we saw him going in for that chip, and I think he would have really wanted that to go into the far corner, but the time finish not quite working out for him in that instant. But yeah, I think if you look at the overall picture of the game, it was probably just about a fair result in the SC Bengal's favor, because Shantan did create a lot of chances and a lot of more clear-cut chances, but it was that shot accuracy. Only 1 shot on target out of 5 for SC Bengal, and that was really what cost them in that game.
Yeah, and you could clearly see, right? SC Bengal, they were clearly picking up those moments. They were going for it, even in terms of possession. It was really closely contested. But what I really expected and what I really missed out of DK was, getting those crosses in. We've seen him going for those long passes. He loves to have CR7 up ahead, and he loves to score goals. And something completely different was happening, and I do not understand what really was going in his minds there. But this was, I mean, we've seen way better versions of DK, right? This is not him even at his 50 or 60%. Right, we have seen him going in. We've seen him creating all those beautiful chances. We've seen him playing fearlessly, taking those shots. But today also he missed on quite a couple of them. But here we are with this kickoff. The co-op game has begun, and Hyderabad FC from left to right, and SCS Bengal from right to left. And initial possession has been taken by Hyderabad FC, as they're going to start off a little bit slow, just get themselves really comfy into this really exciting encounter.
Yeah, and pause cued by DK, maybe some kind of controller situation over here for him, and looks like a very strange giveaway over there. It is a free kick. I think maybe a deliberate foul made, and I think he just wanted to just have a quick dab of his eye or something like that. Yeah, just having his eyes cleaned out so that he can see everything in 4K on the display in front of him. And I'm sure we'll be back to the action. There we go. Thumbs up has come, and we're pretty much ready to go.
Oh yeah, we are pretty much just waiting for the game to resume over there. And yeah, I think Hyderabad FC feels good that it's someone, at least it's Adi Zima, who's really happy. And why wouldn't he be, right? Not a lot of players have managed to do that. Uh, Really interesting free kick from a very promising position, but way off the target. And it's I think it was Ankit that took the shot.
Yeah.
But did not go where he really wanted.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he did that on purpose just to give the possession back, because I think DK had made that foul because he really needed that little break. But now, obviously, no mercy being shown. An immediate ball thrown in and a very, very vital deflection over there that just kept that ball away from the striker. And oh my goodness, that's a very strange position to do a dummy in possession. And Ronaldo going for a scissor kick over there. SC's Bengal have come out of the blocks absolutely flying, and I think it's very important for Hyderabad FC to try and see out that early onslaught. And what a great through ball over there. It's all about the first touch, and the first touch was poor. And then Marquinhos managing to just outmuscle Ronaldo over there. But yeah, this is looking like a very end-to-end, out-and-out fun game. I think both sets of players have decided they just want to go out and attack and have fun. And I mean, for all the viewers, that's the best thing that you can ask for.
Yeah, I think the viewers would be so happy with how they've been really playing, right? And more than that, Hyderabad FC. Some part of me also wants them to win a little bit of a consolation win and feel a little better about themselves, because we did see towards those end phases they were really having a very promising run, which did come to a halt, and we could not see that performance being showcased, and did not have a lot of cushion also like the other teams on the top four do. So one of those reasons did come down to that, but Hyderabad FC, they've been looking promising, they've been looking creative, crafty in terms of how they've been building those players up, and I think it's all going to come down to Adi Zima to make sure that he gets the ball towards DK, and DK has to prove his clinical ability to finish off that goal and make sure that they get that 1-0 up ahead. Still early phases of the game though. Nothing much to really worry about over here. And Ronaldo, well, he's got to look towards passing it, maybe towards Pele, but does not happen as Hullet comes in with an interception, and SC's Bengal now they're on their run.
Yeah, SC's Bengal will be looking to get that ball in as quickly as possible. A good ball played out towards Ronaldo, and now it's about how deadly can they be in that box. Not very deadly in that moment is the answer. And that's a very, very cheap giveaway. Those are the kind of giveaways you can't really have happening to you. And we've seen this happening to Hyderabad FC in the past. They've conceded a lot of goals from their own throw-ins, from their own corners as well. Good ball played in behind defense this time. Ronaldo getting in there will look for that cutback. Surely puts it across goal instead though, because I'm not sure that was the best option, because Pele was already covered. Might have been worth just hesitating a little bit, waiting for a defender to sort of commit past and then going for the ball. But no harm done. They will get the ball back. Or will they? Yep, Cancelo just about keeps it there. Wow. Okay, that's some mega confidence to do that. But will they regret it? Not quite.
Not a lot. It's still okay. I mean, the way they've been going through with it, it's fine. But yeah, getting back into the fray, we do have Hyderabad FC. They've been they've been the dominant teams over here, and this one, what?
It's in! It's in! And I think the chip has gone in, or it could be an own goal. I'm not quite sure what exactly happened. Even the FIFA camera is not sure exactly what happened over there. But one thing we do know for sure is that Hyderabad FC have got a goal. And I think there was a big inquest between the two SC's Bengal boys saying, why didn't you clear it? What were you doing? And it looked like the SC's Bengal defender just kicked it into his own net.
Yeah, I really felt otherwise it was going out had it not kicked in, right? But I really need to have a replay of this. If production can hear us out, and even the viewers, they're going to be so keen to look at what really went wrong, but no chance to breathe and no time to do that, as Hyderabad FC find themselves 1-0 up ahead. We still do not know whose blunder was that. Was completely unintentional though, but no time to lament really, because they really need to get that equalizer at least before the half time. And from what we've seen from this particular half, it has been more about the end phases of the first half completely being dominated by Hyderabad FC.
Yeah, but all that good work could go into vain, as now there is a cross coming in, but that's well dealt with. Will we see a shot from range over here with Mbappe or even Hullet? No, they defend that again. Jorginho getting that job done once again. Switching it out to Pele, eager to win that ball back, and if you get a little too eager, you can leave that gap in behind your fullback, and they have to, of course, be wary of that. Do as is Bengal trying to put that tackle in, desperate to win the ball, but very smart play here from Hyderabad FC. I'm sure the calm head of Adi Zima over here is just trying to just slow things down a little bit, like he did in his individual game. And well, 1-0 at halftime. I think Hyderabad FC, if you offered them 1-0 lead at halftime, they would probably have taken it.
Oh yeah, I think they would love to have it with open arms, and now props to Hyderabad FC also trying to create such chances. But this could be a really good break, something that SC Bengal needed. Maybe he passed it on towards his teammate a little too early, and had to deal with the brunt of it. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching that
Oh,
last chance for Hyderabad FC, at least before the halftime, to find something, but nothing is what they found over here. But still 1-0 up ahead after the first half. I think now Adizima knows that this is one of those games that they could surely try and win and get home those 3 points for the fans. Not a lot of teams have managed to do that. And there you see Marquinhos. Finally, DK's smile is back.
yeah. Well, I think based on the replay, it was going in anyway. And I think over there saying, but why didn't you clear it? What were you doing? I think that ball would have gone in anyway. And I think that's why the goal was allotted to Ronaldo 9 as well. Because irrespective of what the defender did, it would have been over the line before he got to it. So no harm done at the end of it, no blame. But what a great ball played in behind over here with Messi going for that chop back and the finish. It falls straight to very heavy touch. A very heavy touch, and Van der Sar can jump onto it. But SC's Bengal looking very rattled in this first half, or rather at the start of the second half, and again looking to find that goal. If they can get this second goal, they would be absolutely delighted. And now getting the fullbacks forward, and the cross into the box falls to CR7, and is he going to get that shot away? No, it's Cancelo who gets it out.
Oh yeah, it's again SC Bengal now on a run. They want to build up their attack. Haven't really received a lot of success. They've been trying, but Hyderabad FC have been really formidable on their defenses. This one little pass to Ronaldo. He's going to look for a long ball in, and Mbappe being the one. Hyderabad FC taking the possession back into their hands, and now I think the initial target would be to find that second goal for them, because if they do that, then you could clearly say that SC Bengal will be starting to worry up a little bit. And now with Kante stealing the ball like this, this could be really deadly if this attack had a little bit more pace in. But with Ronaldo Nazario from that left wing, he's going to look for someone. Wanted to go for that through pass, but did not quite succeed.
Yeah, well, could have gone for a nice cross early on, but decided not to over there. And now some tactical changes. Of course, you do know SC's Bengal are going to keep attacking, and will be interesting to see how they approach.
Oh yeah, I mean 100%. Considering SC Bengal, uh, clearly not at the best today, right? It's quite evident from how they've been playing. However, Beno 7 still being that consistent player, does not score a lot of did not score a lot of goals, but just that one enough to make sure that they were still in line, still in contention. Because had that been a draw also, then also Hyderabad FC would have been assured that 1 point. But regardless, I think not a lot of teams. I think it was only Mumbai City FC who managed to beat SC Bengal. Hyderabad FC could certainly be the second team to do that. And with Ronaldo the pacing in, had a little chance over there, dribble a little too many. And still, the possession, however, is in their courts. With Jorginho goes in for that shot. Oh, that could have been absolutely ridiculous if that had gone.
Oh my God! I mean, that would have been goal of the season right there. Rainbow kick and volley from outside the box. I think that's a little bit too much. But well, kudos to them for the attempt. Very good attempt over there. But now, again, come SC's Bengal, well defended by Hyderabad FC again. Very solid on defense so far. They haven't conceded any major chances. But now, these are the kind of giveaways you can't avoid in a big game like this, where you're holding on to the lead. But well, SC's Bengal let them get away with it.
Yeah, I think at this particular point, the direction we really headed to, 63 minutes have gone by. He wanted to pass, but now he
Oh,
does. And the ball stolen. Now this could be really deadly. But Ruben
oh my
Diaz,
goodness.
oh, a lot of slipper base, but Van der Sar at the right moment just lunges forward and make sure that it settles just down with a corner. But we know SC Bengal, one of those teams that are really deadly with it, have those set pieces that they've practiced. They'll find the perfect man. Ideally, you would of course want to look out for Ronaldo over there, or CR7 if they do have him at that perfect position. Look for that header. Does find Ronaldo, but Ruben Diaz making sure he steals the ball away, and Van der Sar reclaiming it. And 66 minutes have gone past by. SC Bengal, they've been creating chances, but not really in the same manner that they used to do a couple of days before. So alarming signs for them heading into the playoffs. Yeah, they do know that not a lot is there to lose from around here. They still have secured that top four berth. But again, like we've already discussed, Azim, them giving away these balls and then losing their individual games, it's gonna hamper them, right? It's gonna be detrimental in the playoffs over there at the very least, because now teams are gonna be closely watching for it and would try to figure out what they can try and do. But SC Bengal again back with the attack. They've got Hakimi up really up front. With
Oh,
Bellingham gets the perfect pass,
oh,
takes the shot, but still not connection. Still no connection.
what a great block that was over there. And I think Hyderabad FC is just starting to get a little bit panicky while playing the ball out of defense, not being able to hold on to it. This is much better from them. Of course, SC's Bengal are going on all-out attack, so it is quite similar to the end phases of that game between Ankit Gupta and Adi Zima, where Adi was very, very composed on the ball, kept attacking, which is very important, but they're not being able to hold on to that ball quite as well over here. Now with Vinicius finding that ball through, but Jorginho getting the tackle in. I think you can see over there the value that Jorginho has had. But again, big chance over here. Can they play this right? Finds the cutback to CR7. It's all about beating the man. He has beaten the man. He takes the shot, and it is the equalizer. And you can see the celebration from Shantan over there. He's really, really pumped about that. And 79 minutes on the clock. Will Hyderabad FC show that ambition? Are we going to see the aggressive play that Adizima was talking about, and will they keep going for that win?
Oh yeah, they definitely. I mean, at this point, stretching this game for so long, you would ideally want them to see this through, right? You would ideally want them to get that 3 points home. Now, just settling with a draw, I mean, both these teams would not want to let that happen. And we do have the final 8 minutes. They're going to be so crucial, which will really tell us what is going to happen next. But yeah, finally, SC Bengal, they had been relentless. They had been creating so many chances, succeeding at that. Ronaldo receiving it, just falling down.
Oh,
Had me worried for a second. Hyderabad FC, now they're on their attack and they're slowly but surely building it up.
yeah, there was actually a very big opportunity for a brief moment over there to play Ronaldo straight through the middle. There was a giant gap that seemed to appear. Trying to find him there, but of course, Rule hold it over there to read it. And now, with 87 minutes on the clock, it's going to be the last attack for SC's Bengal. Or will they keep it for the last attack themselves? They go, they find the ball in, using the pace of Vinicius in behind. Want to get him on that stronger foot. Let's get him on the stronger foot off the post. Pushed onto the post by Van der Sar, and maybe a little bit of luck that Hyderabad FC have earned through their play. And oh my goodness, they've taken all the luck and dumped it in the bin by giving it away, and it is just wide. And it's a corner. It's still a corner.
Oh, I mean, did it touch? I think on the way it would have touched the keeper's gloves a little bit, just a slight notch, but the last chance, right? It is this corner or nothing at all. Both these teams are going to be ending this matchup with a draw. So SC Bengal making sure that they need to make the most out of it. Gets it on towards Ronaldo Nazario. The block is there, but the shot being taken. Is it out for one more? Yes, it is.
And you can see the discussions happening on the side. Clearly something they've worked on. With that keeper so far out, I would not be surprised if he goes with the left footer and just tries to go direct for goal. Look at that, the entire goal is empty.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a shorter routine, or maybe it's just a bait. If we can find Ronaldo completely out in the open without being marked by anyone, that could be so devastating. But with Bellingham goes in for that cross, and Ruben says, no, not happening. As finally, this fixture ends in a tie, and SC East Bengal, they're having discussions about what they could have done better in that situation, and a lot of things that they really need to work out. But regardless, Ankit is proud of Beno 7 because he stole this 3 points out from Hyderabad FC.
Yeah, well, props to Hyderabad FC again. 2 games back to back. We've seen the team sitting in 10th position, going out and getting a draw against SC's Bengal. So seems that there is still work to be done for SC's Bengal in these last couple of weeks before we get into the playoffs and the finals. And well, they need to start winning a couple of those remaining games to ensure that they're not going to be sweating and going into a must-win game to stay in the top 4, because we have seen the likes of as we look back at that goal, we have seen the likes of Chennai FC, Mumbai City FC, Bengaluru FC, and FC Goa. I think these are the teams in the discussion. Northeast United FC as well. So if those teams suddenly find form and SC's Bengal suddenly go out and lose 1 or 2 games, we could potentially see them drop out of the top 4. So it's not a done deal just yet.
Oh yeah, I mean at this point, SC East Bengal. I mean, I still feel pretty confident about them, right? But Azim, at this point, I would have to say this: Ankit needs to go back to the barber and ask him, if there's any voodoo magic involved, because along with trimming his hairs, he did trim his luck away also, and we've seen that to be one of those most important factors inside of the game. And both it's been the same outcome with V Sharma as well, right? Ideally, V Sharma yesterday, you would want to see him win games, but that was not happening. And he's coming up next after this matchup. But yeah, SC East Bengal through the second half, they were so persistent, right? They were trying to build up chances after chances. Finally found that equalizer. Did also have a chance towards the end to get that winner, but Hyderabad FC made sure that they could score only just one.
Yeah, absolutely. And having a look at the stats over there, I think SC's Bengal dominated this game as well, and probably just about deserved to win this one. But hey, I mean, that's sometimes how it works. Hyderabad FC, I think, rode their luck and just about deserved the draw and the point. I'm sure they would have loved to get 3 points on the board and make themselves feel just that little bit better. But again, let's have a look at the final scorecard. It was, of course, a big win for Adizima, 4-1, setting the tone for what we were going to see from Hyderabad FC. DK, could say slightly unfortunate to lose that game against Shantan, which, I mean, if that game had ended in a draw, then we would see Hyderabad FC right now with all 3 points. But was not to be, and of course, a very, very hard-fought draw in the co-op game as well. So probably just about a fair result, I would have to say. And Hyderabad FC, well, they got out of bed to get here, and at least they've been rewarded with a point on their way out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rather more keen to see who the hero of the match is going to be. Is it going to be Adi Zima? Because, of course, this boy deserves it. And yes, there you go. Rightfully said, those 4 goals that he managed to score in his individual game, being the driving force as to why he's the MVP. And more than that, beating down Ankit Gupta like that. I mean, that requires a lot of class, and he's clearly shown that with all the goals that he has scored, looking so confident in the final third, making sure he does not make those mistakes, right? And I think clearly by the kind of a player, especially this goal, this was out of the world really. And yeah, I mean, it makes it more special because it is against Ankit Gupta. And this one to add salt to all that wound over there, which really did not come down to much. The game ended with a draw, so both these teams sharing those points. Not really an eventful day for either of them, especially for Hyderabad FC, considering the fact that they could have gotten those 3 points, have to just settle with one. But it's all right. But now let's take a look at what is going to be the Terra Virtua super moment of the matchup, and clearly the third goal.
Yeah, I think Adizima's third goal, that was the one that really put the result to bed. And I think even the build-up before this, he just kept the ball, with Neymar, kept working, then finally found that little 1-2, triggered the run from Neymar, perfectly timed pass, ball roll to fool the keeper, completely dummied him, and a very, very well deserved goal. You can see a little nod of appreciation from his teammate as well. Of course, Hyderabad FC not particularly happy to be out of contention. And let's see what the leaderboard says about where they are. Is it mathematically possible for Hyderabad FC to get in? And
No.
well, the sad answer for that is no, because well, if they had won the match, they would still technically have just about had a chance. If everybody lost all their games, I don't think that's possible. But yeah, there you go. They can still overtake Kerala Blasters FC potentially if there is a win for FC Goa later on. They could even find themselves climbing up to as high as 6th place. So you got to keep those spirits high. You got to keep the mood going. And well, we do have Ankit Gupta waiting for us to have a chat. Let's head straight over. Ankit, hi, and back-to-back days, back-to-back draws. ये haircut में मुझे लग रहा है कुछ problem है.
ड्रॉ एफसी हो गया अभी हम लोग 3 बैक टू बैक 3 मैचेस ड्रॉ कर दिए.
बट
But
क्या
ठीक
प्रॉब्लम
है.
क्या हो रहा है?
जो मुझे चांसेस मिल रहे हैं, अगर मैं कन्वर्ट नहीं करूँगा तो मैं अगर ज़्यादा देर तक मैं डिफेंड नहीं कर सकता. अगर मैं अपने चांसेस जो मेरे को मिल रहे हैं, अगर मैं वो गोल नहीं मार सकता तो मैं पनिश होऊंगा एट द एंड. और अजीमा जैसा प्लेयर, उसको चांसेस मिलेंगे तो फिनिश करेगा. एंड हैट्स ऑफ टू हिम, ही प्लेड रियली वेल टुडे. एंड टुडे वाज द फर्स्ट टाइम जो मैंने मैच में 4 गोल कंसीड किए. एंड वही था कि मैं अपने चांसेस फर्स्ट हाफ में नहीं लिया और बाद में पनिश कर दिया उसने.
बट यू नो गुमपुर के बाद भी यहाँ पे आ जाती है कि आपको फर्स्ट हाफ में 2 चांसेस बहुत अच्छे मिले थे. एक क्रॉस बार पे हिट हो गया, एक स्लाइली जस्ट मिस हो गया था. वाज दैट इम्पैक्टिंग फैक्टर कि उसके बाद से यू नो आधी सीमा सॉर्ट ऑफ टुक लीड इनसाइड द गेम? कहीं ना कहीं मनोबल पे इफेक्ट हुआ या यू वर फाइन टिल द एंड?
मैं 70th मिनट तक ठीक ही था, मतलब मैं गेम में ही था. बट चांसेस बन रहे थे, बट वही था कि फिनिश नहीं हो रहे थे. एंड बीइंग आदि जीमा को 1-2 अच्छे चांस मिला, उसने फिर गोल मार के ख़त्म कर दिया था. फिर मुझे चांस मिला, बट देन आई हैड टू गो कांस्टेंट प्रेशर, ओपन स्पेस हो गया, एंड देन ही स्कोर्ड 2 मोर गोल्स. तो बेसिकली
नहीं,
मैं
but
गेम
I'm
में आया
sure
ही
तुम
नहीं.
लोग, but I'm sure तुम लोग you will be taking confidence from the fact कि even though तुम्हारे performances have not been great in the last 3 games, you're still not losing. At least draw तो निकाल रहे हो, तो you must be still feeling good about that.
हाँ, मतलब अच्छा है. एटलीस्ट 0 पॉइंट आने से अच्छा 1 पॉइंट आ रहा है तभी ये टाइम पे, ये स्टेज पे, तो ठीक है. एंड कूडोस टू शांतन कि वो
Yeah.
अपना फाइटिंग स्पिरिट दिखा रहा है एंड इज कैरिंग द टीम फॉरवर्ड.
सो हेडिंग इनटू द प्लेऑफ्स, फिर से घूम फिर के वही बात आती है कि अब काफी सारे लोग देखने लग गए हैं कि हाँ चलिए अंकित के तरफ से ये छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं जिसपे हम कैपिटलाइज कर सकते हैं. सो उन सब के लिए क्या मैसेज रहेगा? मतलब पूरा एक दूसरा वर्जन ऑफ अंकित आने वाला है या जो इनिशियली आईएसएल में यू नो धमाकेदार अंकित आया था वो देखने को मिलेगा?
हाँ, मतलब
कोई
आई हैव
comment?
नोटिस्ड कि ये रिसेंट डेज में मैं काफ़ी स्ट्रेस दे रहा था गेम को लेके, विच इज़ नॉट मी बेसिकली. मुझे वो फन और एक्साइटमेंट करके खेलने की आदत है, और मैं वो नोटिस किया कि मैं वो नहीं खेल रहा हूँ. एंड उसकी वजह से मेरा गेम पे भी इम्पैक्ट हो रहा है. तो आई विल ट्राई टू बी मोर क्रिएटिव इन द गेम इटसेल्फ.
Yes. Well, we'll be hoping to see fun Ankit Gupta back again, and until then,
Hopefully.
all the best for all your matches,
Thank
and
you.
we'll chat with you soon.
थैंक यू सो मच.
All right, so I mean, quite the maestro has really spoken, right? And we were rightfully thinking about it. You know that initially when things started off, it was those early initial phases. He was out there playing with his heart, and you know he was enjoying the entire thing, right? But towards when things did boil down to that point, when things are getting really serious, it means business, because we're talking about 78 lakh rupees on the line and a chance to represent India. And that's enough to you know give a chill down anybody's spine. So clearly we could see that building up. But Ankit has assured us that he's going to make a strong comeback. But for all you guys watching the stream right now, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and along with that we're offering you this VFlex robot, which is worth $19.99. But for you guys, it's absolutely free. All you've got to do is head over to www.terravirtua.io/ISL and sign up and select your favorite club that you love and want to have the colors up for. I have gone for Odisha FC. Azim has decided with the Northeast United FC. So let us know which club are you rooting for. But ladies and gentlemen, that being said, this particular fixture has finally come to an end, and there was no real good conclusion. But before we
Yeah.
head out, huge shout out to our sponsors, as the eISL is powered by Coca-Cola. Our associate sponsors, Hero Esports partners, Not Been Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners, Terra Virtua, for making this happen. I know you guys are all worried that their draw to nahi hona tha, but be rest assured, Azim and I, we're just going to be going out for a short little break, because coming right after in another stream, we have another very interesting matchup for you guys.